Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat. We have an exciting week. Childish Gambino is everything that Kanye West wishes he was.
Oh, wow.
I think I might meet my future wife on Facebook.
Okay.
And our boy Post Malone is pretty much killing the entire game.
All right.
Let's get into it. All right, we are back. Welcome to Group Chat. We have another hot week. We have a lot of good things. Again, we just keep getting blessed by pop culture with news.
Yeah, pop is hot right now.
Pop culture is hot. For those of you who don't know, I am your co-host, Drama. I am the co-founder of Young and Reckless and the host of the Short Story Long podcast.
My name is Dee Murthy. I am co-founder of the Menlo Club. Fresh off of 5-4 day.
Big day. How was that?
Record weekend.
Why don't you tell everyone? Because we have more listeners that are sort of inspired by business than what I thought.
Yeah.
We got some really nice messages over the weekend.
Yeah.
What is 5-4 day?
5-4 day is like our answer to Black Friday, Amazon Prime Day, Singles Day in China. Really what we wanted to do was find a moment to kind of reward our customers and really make an event out of our business. And the reason why 5-4 day works out so well, obviously our main brand is called 5-4, May 4th, worked out great, is there's nothing else going on May 4th.
That's so genius.
And that's why it's such a great weekend for us, is because we do Black Friday. It's damn near impossible to succeed in Black Friday because you're competing with like so much noise.
Yeah.
You know, when you think about Amazon Prime Day, that's their biggest single day of the year.
Yeah.
It's like how Coachella is for Revolve. It's like these are all moments that retailers and brands have capitalized on.
Yeah.
So we found a moment, because the name of the brand is based off of a number, that might not make 5-4. Actually, the only other thing that happens, it doesn't really impact our customers, at least we haven't seen it, is it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
So
you should do a Star Wars collab next year.
Yeah, I mean, we did a Marvel thing and it didn't really hit.
All right, never mind. Scratch that.
I don't know if our customers, like, I'm sure they enjoy watching it, but I don't know if they'll purchase anything.
I'm jealous. I've tried to come up with Reckless Day. It just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Just maybe do your birthday. It's a good time of year.
Fair. Good way to have all of our customers celebrating my birthday with me.
Why not?
What I mean? I feel
Reckless
real
Day,
special.
December 4th.
Great. All right, guys. I'm happy to announce that this year on December 4th, we'll have Reckless Day. Yeah, it's huge. So the response was great.
Yeah, I think the customer is so engaged when you do that.
Yeah.
Right? They just pay attention.
What do you do? Sales, content?
It's really a lot of sales, a lot of stuff that we think that the customer is going to like. We price it really well. Yeah. There's a lot of good content that supports it. I'm pretty much the spokesperson now.
Yep.
So if you grew up in LA, these are figures that would resonate with you. Crazy Gideon was my inspiration, who was a big electronic salesman in the 80s and 90s.
Yep.
Cal Worthington Ford.
Love him.
Which was a car dealership. So in every city, you have your guy that's kind of like...
Wasn't it like a Men's Warehouse guy or something?
Yeah, Zimmerman, George Zimmerman.
Okay. George Zimmerman?
What?
Was his name George Zimmerman?
I think so.
Guys, fact check. It's George Zimmerman.
I'm pretty sure it is.
He's okay. Well, don't hold us to it. Yeah, but that is a very key marketing strategy, and it just goes along with everything that we're trying to do, which is showing the face, being the brand.
Yeah.
You know, I saw some of your bloopers. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino is incredible.
Did you watch? First of all, did you watch SNL?
I didn't, but I watched the clips. I watched all of his skits.
It's all his skits. Yep. And then you obviously watched the video.
17 times.
So the video, I think, is obviously incredible. I think it touches on it touched obviously on gun violence. So there's so many people dissecting it.
So this morning I watched the dissection. Yeah. And then I went back and watched it again. It's even better. I took all my love that I had for Kanye West and I am now directing it right onto Childish Gambino. So
the only difference I would say is if it was Kanye, the song would have been hotter.
I thought it was a hot song. It was hotter than Scoopity Poop Poop.
Obviously, that song.
Okay, it was hotter than the other one that I can't even remember, Ye versus the People.
But that wasn't real songs. Those are just
crickets.
If it was like a Ye song on this message in this video.
You can't have it all. You're trying to piece together great video with Kanye music. You got to choose.
You know who did that? Drake, when he on the Meek Mill situation.
That's
He
why
took
he's
a
Drake.
beef and made it into like
Yep.
one of the hottest songs of the summer.
And that's why he's Drake. He's still not. I mean, Childish Gambino still, I think, has like work to do, or maybe he doesn't want to be that type of artist, right?
Yeah.
Like he's not that like mainstream super.
He's on SNL.
big-
SNL is like being on Ellen.
No, he's huge. I'm just saying he doesn't make Kanye records. He doesn't
Yeah.
make Drake records.
Yeah.
But I thought that especially for a Childish Gambino song, that song was hot. But to me, it's just what I wish Kanye was. Like I wish Kanye. If
Kanye tweeted it. He loved it. See, that's a beautiful thing about him. He's not saying, oh, other artists would not support someone they don't make money off of.
True.
He's just like, yeah, it's dope. Good job. And then he even did crying face, laughing emojis on The Quiet Place, the
Yeah.
Kanye skit
Yeah.
on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, dying.
That's good.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
a good sport.
he could take a joke. I just thought more on the Childish Gambino topic was I thought it was really, really cool how it addressed like obviously gun violence, addressed terrorism. There was like the biblical references. That High Snobiety link. I don't know if I sent it to you.
Yeah.
And I think if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's really cool how they broke down all the significant parts.
Yeah.
Like how they said, like how after the opening scene where he shoots the guy in the head, he passes the gun off to someone who now washes and cleans it when the human body just lays there.
So the whole thing, even when he shoots the choir,
Yeah.
guns are treated much more respectfully than human bodies.
Yeah.
Which that was the biggest one for me.
Yeah, I
didn't
think
notice
that was just unbelievable. And I think it also touched on how, America loves black culture when it comes to music and dancing. But when it comes to racism or gun violence, they don't.
Yeah, they want to turn that part off.
Yeah, they turn that part
And
off.
in the whole thing, like he's doing all the popular dances,
Yeah.
the Block Boy JB dance,
Yeah.
and people are rioting in the background.
Yeah.
And there's even like a white horse moment of Death comes in on a white horse, and there was like, it was deep. But
Yeah.
the thing that I like too is it also, because he was so into it and like animated,
Yeah.
it was really fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Like even if you were just don't care at all.
Yeah.
And you are just blank to anything going on in the world.
Yeah.
It was a really good video to
Yeah.
watch.
I watched the first time I watched it on my phone, and I was just like, oh, this is entertaining. I didn't even catch anything.
Yeah.
And then when I got home, I watched it on the TV, and I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I got it. Like, this is a powerful song. I mean, it has, I think this morning when I checked, it had 20 million views,
Yeah.
which is insane.
It's
so, I mean,
huge.
like, it was trending all day on social media, all weekend.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. And I think it is what people want from their artist is
Yep.
to have a real opinion and stand for something.
Yep.
And it shows that like people care when you're authentic and you're yourself. There's this newsletter, and I think you mentioned it to me, but a bunch of people in my Facebook group turned me on to it. Bob Lesfitz.
Nope.
It's a music attorney.
Not me.
I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but he sends out like 2-3 times a week a newsletter on the music business, entertainment in general.
Yeah.
It's really, really interesting. And one of the things he brought up, he's that in the era of Netflix and Letterman on Netflix, he was like, Letterman is on Netflix. He's allowed to be himself, speak freely, interview whoever he wants, talk about whatever he wants. And he's that in content today, if you're just status quo, just delivering it and
Yep.
not having a point of view,
Yep.
yeah, you may lose some fans, but you're not gaining any fans
Yeah.
either. And they gave the example that Jimmy Kimmel right now on late night ratings is actually doing really well, and Jimmy Fallon is dying because Jimmy
Fallon tried
just,
to be politically correct. He tried
Yeah.
to avoid the Trump topic.
yeah, and Jimmy Kimmel's like, my kid is dying.
Yeah.
I'm coming after you.
And he's crying on camera.
Yeah, he's real.
Yeah.
And like I think Childish Gambino is a perfect example that being authentic and being yourself, you will get rewarded for it,
Yeah.
if not immediately.
I just think he's in a flawless like place where like the song is incredible, the video is incredible, Atlanta is amazing.
Yeah.
Even when he did the speech and said like shout out to Migos because
Yeah.
they're our new Beatles, like
Yeah.
that was such a big moment. Like
the
he-
Migos SNL skit was the best one.
incredible.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was by far the best one.
I just think he's on fire. I'm a
Yeah.
big fan. I think he's great. I think
Yeah.
I wish that's how Kanye was.
Yeah.
That's using your creativity for the perfect.
Yeah, we'll see how it all kind of plays out. Got a lot of music to put out.
We'll see. And speaking of
Yeah.
Mr. West,
Yeah.
give me the update from your perspective. From my
Did
perspective,
you watch Charlemagne from beginning to end?
I did.
And put aside TMZ moment. Put aside
Yep.
MAGA.
Honest opinion. Honest opinion is the interview was great.
Yeah.
It was produced great. Charlemagne did an amazing job. Kanye didn't turn me from that interview. Like, he didn't make me say, oh, I get it. I see where you're going. It just made me be like, okay, yeah, like, you're just crazy, like, you're harmless, whatever. That's how it made me feel. It didn't change my opinion, but it just sort of dampened it. But then it was 2 hours later that he was on TMZ screaming and running around with, what's her name, Candace Owens, and like just being a psycho. Did you watch the full version of the TMZ?
Yeah.
It was so much more nuts. Everyone kept saying, release the full interview, as if they were like making him look bad with the edit.
I mean, I thought he did explain himself in different capacities on the thing. Here's the thing that where I think he got hurt is, and he calls it out all the time, even in the Charlemagne interview. He said, if I say this thing about Jay-Z, it's just going to get cut up and you're going to say that we're at war. And you know, when you watch the full TMZ thing, they used the Van Lathan moment as the sound clip of the week.
But it wasn't any better after. Like, he walks up to like hug him and then they cut it. Yeah. And so I thought, like, well, what happens? And people kept commenting, show what happened. But nothing happened. He just hugged him and said, I love you, brother. I'm sorry I hurt you. And like, to me, he's just, at the end of the day, he can claim soundbite, he can claim clickbait, he can claim whatever he wants. He's so terribly misinformed. He just doesn't know what happened, what's going on. He hears something he likes, like it's a hot snare drum for a new record, and he just goes with it, and you just sound terribly stupid. And I just think that the whole interview, watching the interview, even him like interrupting and being like, yo, can I talk to Harvey? Yo, let me talk to Harvey while you guys, and everyone's like, oh, it's just like, the whole thing is just like, bro, chill a little bit. And like,
I think, those settings aren't, like, nobody who is famous or a politician goes into settings like that, because it's not fair, right? Like, you would never see a politician walk into a newsroom and say, all right, go ahead, come at me, right? Because you can't win that battle.
But they weren't even attacking him. Anyway, look, can I ask you this? What did you think about the Charlemagne interview?
I loved it because I thought it shed a lot of really interesting thoughts. Here's the thing. The noise of the moment is the hat, the slavery comment, which obviously has hurt a lot of people, and totally respect that it has. But I look at what all the other things he's trying to accomplish and all the other things he's shedding light on, and he is still right on the fact that he should be able to have an opinion, be able to think freely. The problem is the comments, if he had just stayed away from those topics, those two, which are so sensitive, hypersensitive right now. I mean, like, the Boy Scouts just changed their name. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's just, that's the world we live in. Like, everything is so sensitive that I think if he had in another era said this stuff, maybe you would have gotten away with some of the comments. But underlying the point he's trying to make about being able to speak freely, that we should all actually love each other, and like, I'm gonna take out a bold statement and say what he's doing right now, we're gonna reflect on years from now and be like, damn, he was onto something. I don't know what he's onto yet, but I just think that, like, everyone is expected, if you are dark skinned or if you're white, everyone's expecting the same thing from you, right? You have to be like this, you know? And I just don't like that way of thinking, because, you know, after last week's episode, I showed you, I had friends of mine who are fiscally Republican, meaning from a financial standpoint, they respect Republican beliefs, but they're socially liberal, okay? So there's a place in society for people that like what both parties are saying. There are obviously racial undertones and so much going on in this country, but we all chose to live here. We all have a choice. The only choice we actually do have is you can live here or you don't have to live here. And despite all the flaws of this country, I've been to many countries all over the world, many third world countries. I would rather live here and fight with these arguments than go to somewhere else. I'm from India. I wouldn't want to live in India.
Yeah, we get to do a web series about it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I get it. I'm not like freaking out like, we gotta leave. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's just a bummer. It's just like, man, you have so much potential and so much power and so much influence.
So it's only been 10 days. Let's see what happens.
Let's see. I'm just saying, the same way that we make our predictions here, my prediction is I'm shorting Kanye West.
Wow.
I'm going long on Kylie Jenner and short on Kanye West.
Kylie's unstoppable.
Unstoppable. But that's just, I just think that I do think there's a chance, and a good one, that he got himself a little in over his head on this one. And I do think that we live in a different time now from George Bush doesn't care about black people or Taylor Swift sucks. Yeah. We live in a time where you can be absolutely dogpiled on, and it can really affect your career. And man, if you get that label that you're out of here, it is tough to climb back. And I don't know that he's good at climbing back.
I'll give you another example that's in this genre. Meek Mill was left for dead.
Yep.
Career-wise.
Yep.
He got probably the most destroyed in rap battle history.
Yep.
Okay? Which is culturally unacceptable in the world we live in, right? He then goes to jail for his mistake still. No one framed him. The judge was just overly aggressive, right? Everyone agrees the judge was overly aggressive. But at the end of the day, like I was speaking to someone about it, we are celebrating someone that still made a mistake, got arrested, and now is a hero, literally a hero for doing absolutely nothing. The guy that even destroyed him, Drake, is like, hey, like on his team.
But the lesson learned is, it's all about perception. It's like Meek is perceived now, even though Meek made stupid mistakes. Meek made mistakes by tweeting about Drake, not saying slavery was a choice, right? So he made mistakes by being a little too emotional on social media, got absolutely destroyed, became almost a joke. But then it was like, well, wait a minute. This is too serious. Now he's going to be in jail for 2 to 4 years. Hold on. Everyone wanted to save him and help him, right? If you are at the top of the top, rich, untouchable, have a great life, Kanye West, and you start bashing the bottom or bashing slavery, you are potentially screwed. In the same way that people just rallied around Meek, even though sure at the fundamental core of it, he made a mistake on probation that led him back to jail. I get that. But that just shows you what happens when people rally around. And man, if people rally around you for a negative reason, it's dangerous. And the climb out is very, very hard. And I don't know that Kanye West has the mental stability or stamina to climb out of that hole. So I worry that when he goes down that deep, if he does, he just stews and destructs and becomes a weird, crazy man.
There's all these conspiracies that this is all part of like a performance
I agree,
piece.
but I think that's stupid.
And you know that one guy went and dissected it?
Yep.
I mean, I was curious to see it.
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, one way I heard it put was that Kanye's sort of like a caged beast. And when it comes about, like, around album time, they just unlock the cage. Like, they gave him a phone with Twitter loaded on it and just said, here you go, Kanye.
Have
and, like, like this all just happens in a week, you know? I don't doubt.
Because it's only 2 weeks.
It literally went from logging onto Twitter, like, I wonder how this works, to, like, you're on TMZ being a psychopath. So I don't doubt that maybe they, you know, people around him say, yo, we should give him the mic. But to think that he's sitting at home saying, all right, perfect. Everyone's paying attention. Now I'm going to drop this crazy record and we're all good. I don't think that's happening. He's legitimately... And you see Trump's using his stuff again. He's still in quotes saying, we love Kanye West. The black support is up. The one thing that drove me nuts was... I shouldn't say drive me nuts because I don't let it bother me that much, was Trump said Kanye supports me because he sees the black unemployment numbers.
So just
not even close to true. Not even somewhat true.
He just likes the way that you bullshitted your way to the presidency. That's what he likes about it.
Period, and that's it.
And if he just explained that, that'd be amazing.
But he can't. He doesn't have that ability. He only has the ability to go, look at this, and then like, let's see how that's taken. Like he just throws things at a wall for a living.
I'm curious.
Okay, moving on. Bloomberg, fake news, more Kanye. So Bloomberg put out an article that said that Kanye is on his way out of being a fashion icon, and that Adidas boom. I hate this argument. This argument will drive me more insane than anything Trump.
This is when I get so supportive of Kanye, because they literally have a headline that they're putting that Adidas came back because of the retros, not because of Kanye West. Kiss my ass.
I hate that
Stan Smith. This is so stupid. This is why corporate America is a bunch of clowns. It's like, that is the dumbest statement I've ever heard in my entire life. And the person that wrote it at Bloomberg should be fired.
Instantly. But I will say, we've met people in the apparel industry, or formerly, that have had the same argument. It's just a...
That's why they're formerly, because they failed.
You're right. You're 100% right. And I hate it. It makes me so angry because it's like you're just missing. Like, I don't care if you like that that's a fact or not. Look at the fact and handle the way that you do things accordingly. But that is a undeniable fact.
And the funny thing is so retros, like I remember when retro Stan Smiths picked up.
Yep.
Do you know when they picked up? When Kendall and Kylie started wearing them. Why did Kendall and Kylie start wearing? Because their brother-in-law so happens to be Kanye West and says, you should wear Adidas now.
Yep. It's not even a question. It's not even like when Kanye, I remember when Kanye left Nike and decided to go with Adidas, it was like him deciding right now to like go with K-Swiss. That's how it felt to me. It was like, oh, good luck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, that's going to be pretty whack.
Yeah.
It was nothing. The thought of even having this discussion about Nike versus Adidas 3 years later was mind-blowing. And now it's not even a discussion. It's like Nike's irrelevant.
And the article even says that Adidas should drop Kanye West. First of all, this opinion of this moron reporter, drop Kanye West and focus on Reebok.
Sick.
Reebok.
Super cool. Glad that guy has a stable job.
This guy gets paid for a living. Anyone can make it. Say whatever you want. You can make it. Focus on Reebok.
Well, I mean, it's stupid. I wish there was a way to like monitor stupid stories.
Yeah. No one should focus on Reebok.
That's what we're here for.
Nobody.
Without stupid people writing articles for stupid places like Bloomberg, we wouldn't have a show.
Yeah, and ironically, my son, who's 8 months old, ripped the Bloomberg today. He literally grabbed Bloomberg off my parents' table and just ripped it.
He's smarter than that writer. He knows Kanye did it. Yeah, that's terrible. That's just a topic that bothers me. Good?
Yeah.
Spotify and Tesla.
Yeah.
You tell me, getting hammered?
So Spotify stock got hammered and Tesla stock both got hammered as well.
Do you know why?
So Spotify, I think it's just the stock has gone up quite a bit since they went public last month.
Yeah.
So the market cap has been floating around between $25 and $30 billion, which is amazing for them. There's just a lot of pressure on growth for them. They obviously have Apple snipping at their heels. They also have a very high cost structure with the royalty revenues. And people want to know. So here's the thing. I was reading a lot of articles on people who are bullish on Spotify. And they're like, Spotify could be investing in Netflix. That they could transform music into an industry that we haven't seen in 20 years. But back to its heyday, and that all these new people are going to come online and start subscribing to Spotify because of the level and quality of content and curation that they're doing. I think Spotify has, like, I'm kind of drinking the Spotify Kool-Aid now. Yeah. As now I'm finally a paying member after a few years.
Finally a guy pays the $9.99.
And it is so damn good for curation. Like, in the mornings when we feed our son, they have like a feel-good Spotify list. It's like Jackson 5, Hall & Oates. It's, no explicit cuss words, but it's the right... For 6:30 in the morning, it's exact music we want in our house.
They're so much better than Apple on that.
Yeah, and then like Rap Caviar is when I'm in the car, and then at night on the treadmill, there's like a workout thing. And it just has done an incredible job of introducing me to artists. Whereas I feel like Apple Music doesn't do that.
You know, the biggest thing for me is Spotify feels like it's in the culture of young artists. It's just, they're doing like pop-up studios for writers to come get together, introducing songwriters to each other, make all the music you want. We don't own any of it. Just do your thing. It just feels like they're really in and embedded in what's going on, and Apple just doesn't feel that way. I don't know if they are or not.
I would never listen to Chantel Jeffries' song unless it was on New Music Friday. It was the third song. And I was like, oh, and Vori, your guy's on it. And I was like, oh, it's a good song. And like, I wouldn't have ever heard those things if it wasn't for Spotify.
And there's a trust thing. I don't know. When I go to Apple, I love Apple Music, and I'm probably on Apple Music more than Spotify. Really? But when I go to it, it feels very corpo. Like it feels too good. Almost the same thing you were talking about press and about if you can't feel it, you just don't feel any connection to it. I'm just used to going to Apple because it's a habit. When I go to Spotify, I almost trust, like when you see a Vori, Chantel Jeffries song on Spotify, it just feels like somebody real is serving that to you. Not some computer algorithm.
And you know what? That New Music Friday list, it's really good. There's like not many bad songs on it, and
No,
all
it's good.
genres. Like I stumbled on a country song the other day. I was like, it was playing on in my computer. I was like, that's pretty good.
Amazing.
And it's just, I just think that Spotify, though they got hit last week, I really believe in their business long term, and I think there's a lot of added revenue they can get, like out of someone like me. I mean, like I think there's a lot more room to extract more money out of the customer.
Yeah. What I don't get is why aren't they doing, you know, these mini music documentaries and these, like, why aren't you moving?
You may not have the infrastructure to do that, right? Like you got to have people that can execute that stuff.
That seems to me, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they've explored it and they don't see a road, but it seems to me like the obvious next move is if you owned music content, the music and the videos and the documentaries and the everything, that's how you could scale.
Like I would have paid $20 million to have that Charlemagne interview on Spotify exclusively.
Absolutely. But
And
you know, Kanye took it.
What?
Kanye owned it.
Yeah, but
You could. Yes.
I'm just saying, like, you know how what Tidal did with Jay-Z for that when he released his album?
Yep.
I had to subscribe because I wanted to see that damn
I would
interview.
take Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
I'd take Breakfast Club and say you're exclusive to Spotify.
Yeah.
And then you can watch, you can sign in like you do on Netflix and watch videos. And I don't know. It just, once again, I'm speaking about something that I'm sure they've looked into, but it seems like the no-brainer.
Yeah. And then Tesla, Elon Musk is, you know, he's a CEO of a publicly traded company, and you just, he
He's
to
a
me
wild
stumbled
card.
last week because he got super arrogant on the earnings call, and I listened to it. He just kind of like dismissed a few reporters.
He fired shots at Warren Buffett.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's obviously frustrated because they're not, you know, growing to expectations. They're burning a little too much cash. And obviously, as an analyst at an investment bank, your job is to question the company. He got very frustrated by it and fired back. And I think he's doing that on social media. He's doing that. Like, he ultimately may be one of those visionaries that actually might be in the way of the success of the company. It's too early to tell. I don't want to, like, cross him out yet. But, like, he just, even Mark Zuckerberg, when he started at you know, when they went public, everyone's like, he's not fit to be CEO. He's not fit to do this. But he grew up and he figured it out. And I'm hoping Elon Musk actually evolves or just says, you know what? I want to be the space exploration guy. I want to do big picture things. There's no point for me to show up and run this company.
I also think it's I think he's a living Steve Jobs in the sense of, like, Steve Jobs, even though he got fired, came back, was always a headache.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even though it was sort of this, like, necessary evil, his attitude.
Yeah.
I just worry that sometimes, once again, like, I think that a lot of times we ask for everything from a person, and we ask you to innovate and to do all this stuff and to be good on an earnings call, and it's tough. He could just always be a nightmare, but be great, or run the company to the ground.
Yeah. I mean, the debt they have is serious debt. Like, you stumble a couple quarters, it starts getting ugly quick.
Let's hope for Elon.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, YouTube is absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, and it's really quick here. I think the most notable thing, so this time last year, they had 1.5 billion unique visitors logged in a month.
That's insane. Yeah.
That's insane.
Logged in, not just watching.
Like my dad goes and watches like Hindi music videos.
Yeah.
Like he's not logged in.
Yeah.
He's not having an account. Like he's not liking and
I wish
commenting.
your dad had a blog.
Yeah. But it's really funny. He's so distracted when you're talking because he's watching some music videos.
On an iPad? Yeah. Of course.
My mom's like, I can't get through to your dad because he's watching music videos.
And that seems like it would be like a large number of viewers are not logged in.
Not logged in.
Yeah.
So, and then now, 1 year later, 1.8 billion logged in. So 300 million people
in a year
jumped on YouTube. YouTube is, I
in.
think, experiencing some crazy growth.
Yeah.
And we all felt it in our business in the last like 12 to 18 months, partly while we're doing this, because we know this is where...
Yeah, here we are.
Here we are. And I just think that like this growth that's happening on YouTube, I mean, you see like Kanye Charlemagne interview goes on YouTube, not on ABC, NBC, you know, like you're reaching way more people here than any other. Like,
but even Childish Gambino, like the first place you go is when I heard that, I saw the clips on Instagram. I went to YouTube, typed it in, and there it is.
Yeah, exactly. I think YouTube is just becoming, it's just at this like incredible kind of, I don't know,
growth point.
Yeah, that it's just really gonna I think it's gonna explode even bigger because the quality of content.
They just need more Will Smiths.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Just go to every celebrity and try to make him a Will Smith.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kanye and the people, like his interview quality was incredible. And it looks so simple.
But Can you imagine if Kanye West right now started a vlog on YouTube?
Oh my God.
That'd be the biggest thing. I mean, there's a dollar amount he would do it for.
Yeah.
And YouTube has that much money.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, think about it.
Yeah. Pay Kanye $2 million a vlog and let him vlog every day.
I want to know why Kylie Jenner posted her like perfect baby journey video on YouTube. Like, did they pay for that? That's like one of the most viewed videos ever of mankind.
Yeah, it is. There's more people saw that than the man on the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wonder are they doing that or are they not? I don't know. I just think that
I would love to know.
Why aren't they going? Kanye should have an offer.
Yeah.
For a lot of money.
Yeah.
To do a vlog. Kylie. I mean, they should be trying to pull the Kardashians away from. How much was their deal? 150 million for.
That's nothing for Google.
Spend
nothing.
It. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it, but definitely, I don't know. I'm definitely long on YouTube.
Yeah,
and I also don't know what's I feel like, is there any statistics on Facebook? I feel like Facebook was making such a hard run at YouTube, and that seems kind of crickety now.
I mean, I've never watched any of those videos.
It sucks. It was all video, make videos, not crickets.
I don't know. I
watched the Tom Brady series.
You did?
On Facebook.
You actually watched it?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
On my TV, though.
Okay.
On Apple TV, you click the link. It's like watching Netflix. It's not like scrolling through.
Yeah, I haven't watched. The only thing I'll watch is like someone will share like the one-legged, hamster that like traveled across the country.
I think Facebook video is the place for the one-legged hamster that traveled across the country.
Yeah.
I think they should
and
just
then it's like touching, you have a teardrop. Like, I can't believe the hamster
just
made
go
it.
find dilapidated hamsters. You focus on that. Let YouTube handle the real stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Speaking of Facebook, they are taking a different turn into an actual dating service.
Yeah. I think this is insane considering they just got busted for privacy issues.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what? You know what you could do is give us even more information.
We want to see your personal life.
We want to know everything about you, and we're going to connect you with your friends.
But guess what? It won't matter. Like, people won't. I'm not saying it'll work.
Yeah.
But people aren't going to be like, oh, wait a minute. They just got. But they're going to be like, what?
I actually think it could work.
Yeah.
And I was talking. So someone that is in my run club works at Tinder, and I was asking him, so what do you guys think about it? And he's like, the marketplace is actually pretty big, and the real answer that I thought was correct was Tinder's for a younger audience.
Yep.
Like, that Tinder person may not be frequenting Facebook anymore.
But do you think they're trying to? I feel like this is a move to get younger, because right now it's a bunch of grandparents and they're not dating.
I think the grandparents dating is where Facebook is going to win.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Imagine
there was a stat like 5 years ago
service.
I read, and I don't know how accurate this was. It said 1 in 4 marriages were ruined because of Facebook. This was 5 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like, who are these people? And it was like, and I've heard like from friends of friends, family friends, like, oh, they met someone. One of my close friends' uncles met some woman on Facebook they've never met, but ruined his whole marriage and life.
I get that.
So it's happening because you find some weird connection and you start chatting, and next thing you know, you're in a Facebook group, and
it's gonna be a bunch of grandparents.
That's what I think. I actually think it's gonna. Because think about it. So like I was, because of how old I am, and when I met my wife, I missed online dating completely.
You're probably lucky.
Yeah,
because it's
definitely
weird.
Yeah.
I've dabbled.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? So on Friday, I go to lunch at the Waldorf, going upstairs in the elevator, and there's 3 old guys. Hey, I'm on Raya now. They're like, oh, what's that? They're like, oh, there's just dimes everywhere. And,
you say old? How old?
Like 60s. And they're just talking about how they're on Raya, and I was just like so grossed out. And my brother and I were just dying of laughing. They get out, he's showing them Raya. They're like, damn, can't believe this.
Yeah.
So even the grandpas are trying to get on Raya. So I don't know where Facebook dating is going to work. The only thing I would say is, you're comfortable with Facebook, so if they ask you, because it's going to be a new platform on Facebook, so you have to sign up for dating, and you have to sign up for kind of that experience.
But like, if I'm on my phone, do I click Facebook and then like Lonely, or or is it a separate app?
They said it's going to be a separate part of the site. They didn't say it was going to be a separate app.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, if you click Lonely, that's what I'm saying. There's already 2 billion people. Like,
yeah, the reason why I have faith in it is they have, as we know, so much information on so many people. Like, they probably know who my perfect match is, and before I do. Like, here, judging by our algorithm, you will love this person forever. And like, yep, thank you, Facebook.
I think it's actually going to work internationally.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to work in America.
I think
it's
old people
gonna
in America.
Yeah. Old people in America and everyone young across the world.
Yeah.
That's where I see where it works.
Well, let's see. It seems like a no-brainer, though. It just seems like a little, I don't know. To me, it seems a little low. You know, like it seems like your Facebook, like you
do
know
something better.
Seems a little low.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see. Next up.
Oh, the only other thing, the Facebook thing that we didn't even mention on the topics was Instagram quietly rolled out, you can put your credit card.
Really?
Yes. So if you go into settings and payment, you can upload your credit card now. That means shopping is coming.
It's coming quick.
That's a game changer for Instagram.
That's a game changer for us, hopefully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and subscribe, guys. Click below. Yeah, that's huge. I've been waiting. I mean, I feel like everyone's been waiting on that for so long.
So that means it's coming.
Well, somebody who I'm sure is not having any trouble finding a date and won't be signing up for Facebook dating is our friend Post Malone.
You're killing it.
Killing it.
Yeah.
So he broke the first day streaming record on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
I believe his album's already platinum.
Yeah, it said, first week sales were 436,000.
Yeah, but is that... What was the statistic? Maybe the song's already platinum? There was some already platinum statistic.
It might be. This was as of Friday, so it could be.
So 440 is the projected sales, first day streaming record, and then it also just broke the first week streaming record.
Yeah, beat more live.
One question that I have, I love Post, I love the album, couldn't be a bigger fan. How much of that is because Spotify is growing, so people will continue to beat it? And how much of it is that he is the biggest star in the world at the moment?
I think it's a function of the growth of Spotify. I think he is the hottest thing.
If you could put a percentage on it, like what percentage is his star power? What percentage is Spotify's growth?
I would say it's a 50-50.
Wow.
I think he is superstar status, and the album is good. But I think that Spotify is reaching this moment, and all eyes are on Spotify. And so you're talking about, I think, next month when Kanye's album comes out, that's going to break the record. And then weeks after that, when Drake's album comes out, that's going to break the record. And in the fall, when Rihanna comes out, I bet you that breaks the record. And it's just going to keep
J. Cole broke the record, too.
Yeah. And I think, like, J. Cole and Post Malone are not quite top 5.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. But this makes me question, is Post Malone just like he just stepped his first foot into
stardom
that realm?
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
Which is
I think
crazy.
Post is going to be like a mega, way bigger star, cultural kind of influential icon.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we just saw it when we first met him. Like, he just had it.
He just has to stay healthy.
Yeah. Got to lay off the cigs.
Just lay off the cigs, bro.
Yeah.
And all those beers.
Yeah.
Like, that'll get you.
At least it's Bud Light.
He's 22.
23, I think.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He just like he did one song at Coachella and said, "Woo, I'm out of breath." Like, come on, man. You got a long way to go here, Posty.
Oh, man. Poor guy.
Okay, next up.
Yep.
Nestle.
Yeah.
Has paid, will pay.
Yeah.
Is looking to pay. Is the deal closed?
I think it's pretty much closed.
Going to pay Starbucks $7.1 billion.
Yeah.
For what exactly?
So they pretty much are going to. They want the rights to sell the powders, all non kind of retail stuff that Starbucks could potentially.
So the pods, will they actually make the bags of coffee at Ralph's?
So they make the bags of coffee. So they'll do global distribution of those bags of coffee, and then they'll also do the pods are still owned by Keurig. So I don't know if that deal is expiring. That's a huge business as well. It's essentially a really high profile licensing deal to get the rest of the world into Starbucks who may not have the shop itself, because it's such a powerful brand in coffee that if you live in Netherlands and there's not a Starbucks near you, maybe you'd buy the powder. So I think it's a really interesting move. I like it by Nestle. Nestle's been on like this coffee binge because they do have Nescafe, which is kind of like their fledgling coffee brand. And they went and paid a lot of money for Blue Bottle to own majority of it. And Blue Bottle is tiny.
Do you know any of those numbers?
So they valued the business at like $700 million, and
what
I
was
bought
revenue?
majority of it. I don't think it's anywhere like sub a few $100 million.
Really?
Yes.
Good
So
for them.
from what I heard, it's not I mean, it was a very richly valued business.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Blue Bottle is amazing. I actually, one of the only places I go buy coffee at.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just richly valued. So if Nestle goes out and makes it like Starbucks, amazing. But Starbucks still is the 800-pound gorilla in the market that needs to, that you can make a lot of money. I like it. I think it's like an old school licensing deal. Yeah. Like, you know, you would license Ralph Lauren footwear.
Yeah, it's easy to understand. Like in apparel world, that makes perfect sense to me, you know?
So I like it. I think putting all those coffee bags in India and China, we're going to a coffee shop and buying a $4 coffee is still not realistic in a good chunk of the world.
Yeah. Well, $7.1 billion. Hopefully it's worth it.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Last but not least, Berkshire Hathaway annual conference.
Yeah.
Was that also an earnings call? What was that?
Well, yeah, that's their annual kind of get together. They call it the Woodstock for finance. Yep. It's like Coachella for old finance dorks.
I was going to be mean, yeah. Old dorks. Yeah. For the same people that are Facebook dating.
Yeah.
The big thing that I saw, this is the only part that stuck out to me, this is the type of information I guess I look for, is he fired back at Elon.
Yeah.
You know, Elon said one of his principles or something was stupid.
Yeah.
And he fired back and said, like, you're doing your thing in your zone, but you don't want to see us in candy, for instance. Yeah. Like, these things hold very true.
And he started a candy company, Elon Musk said on Twitter. I'm starting a candy company. This is no joke. This is like...
I'm going to be honest, though. I'd buy the Elon candy.
But, I mean, it's just crazy thinking. Like, you have Tesla. You have SpaceX.
At least he's not saying slavery was a choice.
Yeah, I mean, he's one step away from falling that trap.
I didn't see any red hat on his head.
It's an interesting thing to watch because Warren Buffett is obviously heralded as the greatest investor ever. Mm-hmm. He made all his fortune, if you don't know, in insurance companies. So insurance has been his kind of stable investment because recurring revenue, and Geico, he owns Geico. That's been a big cash driver. His biggest thing was also Coca-Cola, and like very traditional, you need these businesses. Mm-hmm. And in the last couple of years, he went big on Apple because he thinks there's such a moat for Apple that this business is going to be around forever. He doesn't like the high-flying, new age technology type stuff. And it was funny because Bill Gates is his best friend. They went, which I didn't really like how they handled this. They were bashing Bitcoin all weekend. You know, Bill Gates said I would short it. Warren Buffett's soon-to-be predecessor, Charlie Munger, was saying it's a scam. It's just, it's just like there's a weight. When everyone says something like that, it makes me want to like Bitcoin now. Yeah. Because I'm like, you know what? These guys aren't always right. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of instances historically that you keep bashing something. Like, so many people bash the internet. Yeah. And look what happened.
Of course.
And so obviously the verdict is still out on Bitcoin and where it kind of lives in society. But I didn't like that rhetoric that both of them had as being such powerful, influential people, and a lot of young people respect their opinion. Yep. What they could say is, you know what? It's very high risk. I don't want to put my money in it. These are the reasons why. You make your own decision. It's such an old guy thing to do. Yeah. Bash. Yeah. Something new. Yeah.
Well, maybe they're just reaching like old guy face. Yeah. I mean, they're still obviously geniuses, but maybe they're getting a little old.
Hit your Facebook dating app.
Why don't you hit up your Facebook dating app, you old bitter rich guy? Pick out your McDonald's meal this morning. Okay, is that it?
That's it.
We did it, guys. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments below, especially questions. Leave questions below. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. And you can guarantee that we'll be back next week with a lot more to talk about.
Can you guarantee that?
I can absolutely. No, I can't. 50-50.